1994. Nintendo presents Metroid 3. Hello everybody, it's Sephiroth1204 for the start of a brand new Let's Play of Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo. I am going to be playing this game on the Super Nintendo Mini, the SNES Mini, because I feel like that's the easiest way for me to get really good stuff, and you get this cool side thingy that changes colors. So yeah. I was really looking forward to this Let's Play as part of me deciding that I'm doing the Metroid series. We've already done on this channel Metroid Zero Mission, the first Metroid, a remake of the first Metroid, and Metroid Samus Returns, which is a remake of Metroid 2. There is no remake of Metroid 3, Super Metroid, because, well, this game doesn't need it. I don't know if it needs it. This will be a blind Let's Play, but I know a lot about this game, mainly because so many people have played it. It's one of the most popular games that I've seen for speedrunning. It was always a regular staple at the GDQ events, Games Done Quick, and it's hard to overstate just how important this video game is. Even to someone who hasn't finished it, this game has done so much. For the Metroid series, it introduced an inventory screen, introduced the map to the series, introduced diagonal fire. None of these were in the first two games. It introduced a ton of other abilities and upgrades that you can find that we'll talk about as we actually get into the game, so that we don't just spoil it off the bat. But it set the standard for what the Metroid series was and how they made the remakes. Eventually, when they remade the first and second games, and when they brought in Fusion, it set the standard for how those games work. And it even set the standard for the Metroid Prime series. The game was released in March 19th, 1994 in Japan, and a month later, April 18th, 1994 in the US. As you saw, it is Metroid 3. No one ever calls it that, the same way no one ever calls Fusion Metroid 4, but there it is. Nowadays, the Metroid Prime series comes in between Metroid 1 and 2, I believe, but this was the third one. This game is the Metroid in Metroidvania. If you want to know, for some reason you don't know, if you've heard the term Metroidvania, and you want to know which Metroid they're talking about Super Metroid. This game in 1994, and in 1997, when Castlevania Symphony of the Night came out, completed the template for the Metroidvania. Another game where you go around a map, then the map is on screen, you collect power-ups, you do puzzles, you fight bosses. It's all based on this game and that. And some games have tweaked the formula, but it's pretty much been unchanged, like in its general style. Like this, again, like I said, there's not much to improve on. With Metroid 2, there was a lot that they could change. With Metroid 1, there was a lot that they could change, but how did they change it? They turned it into a version of Super Metroid, which isn't a bad thing. But this game, once again, came out in 1994, and there was no further game in the Metroid series until 2002, when Nintendo did a double whammy and released both Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion on the GameCube and Game Boy Advance. So there was a significant amount of time in between when people just thought that the series was dead, and there was some time after people thought the series was dead until they announced Metroid Prime 3, and not Metroid Prime 3, Metroid Prime 4, and then never heard from it again. But this game was programming was done by Intelligent Systems, which, you know, like amongst other things, did Fire Emblem, and they made this formula work. The development was by Nintendo R&D1. They got Gunpei Yokoi involved, and who was working on a lot of the Metroid stuff. And this game was just it's a success story in how to get everything right. And I think I've talked enough. It's I don't know, like how do you, without going into like the entire history of Metroidvanias, how do you properly show the impact of a video game? I guess the best way is to play it and then look at it and see, wow, I've, you know, seen this system in X, Y, and Z game, you know, Hollow Knight or whatever, you know, things like that. And that all started here. Well, every time you see a system that you recognize, it started here. For the controller settings, I'm going to make the shot the B button. And I'm going to make the dash the X button. And I think that should... Actually, no, I'm going to make shot A. We'll see how that works. And special setting mode? Oh yeah, Moonwalk you can turn on and off. Why not? Let's see how that works. Actually, no, because that makes you stay in facing the same direction. We'll keep it off for now, but the Moonwalk is a new thing that they added to this game as well. But anyway, let's start the game.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Wait, was that voice acting? I first battled the Metroids on planet Zebes. It was there that I foiled the plans of the space pirate leader Mother Brain to use the creatures to attack galactic civilization. Yeah, Samus is talking. Spoilers for Metroid 1, by the way. I next fought the Metroids on their homeworld, SR388. I completely eradicated them except for a larva, which after hatching, followed me like a confused child. Spoilers for Metroid 2! It's nice that they, you know, actually continue the story in a cohesive format. I personally delivered it to the Galactic Research Station at Ceres, so scientists could study its energy-producing qualities. The baby. The scientists' findings were astounding. They discovered that the powers of the Metroid might be harnessed for the good of civilization. Satisfied that all was well, I left the station to seek a new bounty to hunt, but had hardly gone beyond the asteroid belt when I picked up a distress signal. Ceres Station was under attack! Also, it's like the first time you can see through Samus's helmet thingy. Space Colony. So as we saw in the beginning, yeah, I need to change that when I can. As we saw in the beginning of the game, there's just a whole bunch of dead people around the baby tank. So let's see what happened. Already you can see the improvements that they made from like the styles. If you have played, also yeah, the dash button is really nice. If you've played the original Metroid or Metroid 2, you can see. Oh, look at all the dead people. This is where the baby was. you can see the changes. This game is beautiful. And it used the SNES's like sprite capabilities perfectly. Samus has like a little movement cycle. You have like, you know, just all of the detailed backgrounds and stuff. The baby! Hey buddy. How you doing? Wanna get out of here? Oh god. Why are you not dead? Unfortunately, we don't have our power-ups, so we're gonna have to... Gonna have to try with just the blaster. At least he's weak to the blaster. I also like that the a lot of the bosses, Ridley included here, have what's it called? The cries of like monsters from the Godzilla series. It's just kind of cool. Come on. Not even turning like red or anything. Oh god. Okay, yeah, you're not supposed to win that. Self-destruct sequence activated. What's with Samus and self-destruct sequences? Anyway, this is where the rush comes in. The dash command. Sorry, dead people. Yeah. At least it's not like hurting me, it's just stunning me. Also, can we talk about the music? The music in this game is also phenomenal. I mean, this game is a classic through and through. It's... look at the SNES doing its SNES things. This game is a classic through and through, and, game? It's, you know, there's a reason why it's considered one of the best video games of all time. I'm not gonna gush about it too much, but I really enjoy every aesthetic they have here. This feels like a SNES game, but it also just feels timeless to me. Like I said, this is a blind Let's Play, but I have played a large chunk of the game, so I have never beaten it, so it's technically blind, but I've definitely gone through the first few hours of the game. Excuse me. But yeah. That's it for the station. We have to land back on, back on Zebus, I think. But now if we press start, we have a map here, which shows that we are in Criteria. If we press R, we have our inventory screen. The cool thing about the inventory screen is that you can turn off stuff that you have equipped, which... That's cool. That's just cool. Yeah, I mean, we start our adventure here. It's pretty much what you have in a Metroid adventure. It's exploring around, finding power-ups. Yeah, the nice thing that they have that we're just used to now, because we had two games so far in the series with remakes that have this system, but we have the map guiding us. But a lot of these places are really familiar if you've played the original Metroid. It's really nice, actually. Then we drop down here. Just got little crumbly areas. If this looks familiar... because it's the final area of the first game. This is where we destroyed Mother Brain. And I love this so much. Because I mean, like, it's cool. It's an emotional, eventful part of the game, and you're just like, wait a minute! I don't know, it's just really cool how they present that. It's just sitting there, and where does it take you? Right to the beginning. We're in Brinstar. This is where you start Metroid 1. It's ingenious and beautiful. And in the same place it was in the first game, we find the Morph Ball, or the Morphing Ball as it's called in here. It is unbelievable. Now that thing is weird. It's like a security system or something, I don't know, but you can use the Morph Ball by pressing down. This game adds the ability to use it in midair. I think I mentioned that. But Morph Ball is always a serious staple. It's been there from the beginning, and it's going to be there in every Metroid game going onward. Otherwise, we have a problem. But, yeah. I don't know. I just enjoy the fact that it's, you know, this area is just nostalgia. It's nostalgia land. And coming up over here, we have missiles. Select the missile and press A. So because of the, I don't know, the limited range of the controller, I guess, you press select to turn the missiles on and off instead of like L and R. Because L and R are different buttons. L and R are, if you press L, you shoot downward, or you face downward. If you press R, shoot upward, or up to diagonal. One thing that they do not have is the grabby thing that we had in other games, so just gonna have to make do without being able to hold on to ledges for now, sadly. There's an energy tank that we cannot get because it's too high, but get more missiles. Always good to get more missiles. To also, I guess to talk about it, this is probably going to be, I'm going to try to do a 100% Let's Play. Again, mentioning for the umpteenth time, since this is blind, there's no way that it's going to be optimized in any way, shape, or form. So, if you're expecting that, you're going to be very disappointed. I will try to get everything by the end of the game, though. But now that we have the Morph Ball and some missiles. Oh, we got space pirates. Yeah, these guys, they're not done. I mean, if Ridley isn't dead, at least Mother Brain is dead, but if Ridley isn't dead, then these guys certainly aren't going to be dead, and this is one of those rooms where you have to kill everybody. Whoops. At least these space pirates are weaker than usual. They can die to a regular shot. Probably, yeah, I was gonna say they're probably gonna be here knocking us down and stuff. Oh wait, I made it. Your jumps can usually go better if you get that little spin on them. It's also how you're eventually going to get certain attacks to work. We're not gonna spoil the surprise of series staples that are pretty much in every Metroid game. 'Cause what fun would that be? They make great sound effects. I need to get used to using the SNES controller in general because I don't use it. Like, I didn't grow up with a Super Nintendo. I grew up with an NES and then went to GameCube. Went to N64, I mean. So I never actually played the Super Nintendo, so I never got used to the controller. Surprisingly. Or the, you know, ABXY type things. So now we can go this way some more, so why don't we do that? Cannot go further because there's no way to destroy those blocks. I like that the faces are also, like, activated there now. Need 5 missiles to open any of these red doors. Oh, great. Ah, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. These guys are so so annoying in the original game. Come on. There we go. What do we get here? We get map. Hooray. So here's a map of the Criteria area. The wrecked ship, Meridia, Brinstar, more Brinstar, there's a save room over there, more Brinstar. The dots are power-ups to find. They'll eventually amend that. Actually, does that mean there's a power-up in this room? They'll unless that just means this is the map room, but I think that means that there's something here. Not that I can do anything, because we don't have any way to destroy stuff. So we'll come back here, I guess. But yeah, in later games, they changed that to be the, like a little circle, and then the dot shows that you got the thing, which is a lot nicer. I think here it just removes it entirely. But I think that after a thorough amount of exposition and getting to know the game a little bit, this is a good point for us to save and end off our first video. So, thank you very much for watching. I am super excited to be playing this game. I planned on playing this game for year 10. Sometime early last year, so I've been chomping at the bit to try to get to it, and I hope that you all enjoy it. And thank you very much for watching. This has been Sephiroth 4 with Super Metroid. Goodbye, everybody. Bye bye.